Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel called Jesse Reviews and to part 2 of my series and where I'll be doing recommendations how to spend your holiday money on a gaming PC. First, I must apologize because my previous video had something that wasn't exactly true. The description of the video said that I'll be doing a $1,020 and $1,800 PC. Unfortunately, the price of the second build has dropped by $100. Silly me. First, we have a $1,020 PC. This PC features an Intel Core i5 4690K running at 3.5 GHz stock. This quad-core processor is a great choice if you want to overclock. You can easily overclock to about 4.2 GHz or even higher. Overclocking CPUs need to be cool, so I've included the mighty Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. For the motherboard, I have chosen the MSI Z97 Gaming 5 ATX motherboard. This motherboard is ATX size, supports up to 4 RAM modules and can handle up to 32GB of RAM. You can even go Crossfire and SLI if you're into that. Front panel USB 3.0 is there as well. For the RAM, I've chosen to go with 2 sticks of Kingston HyperX Fury Black 8GB. This DDR3 RAM runs at a speed of 1866 MHz and looks pretty. For storage, there will be an SSD and a regular hard drive. The SSD is going to be the 850 EVO from Samsung with a capacity of 500 GB, great for installing Windows, heavy programs and lots of games. The hard drive is a Seagate Barracuda 2TB. This is where the rest of the games should be installed that you don't play often or already have fast loading times. For the GPU, I've chosen to go with the MSI Radeon R9 398GB. It fits nicely with the colors of the build, red and black if you haven't noticed, and is hard to beat for the price. I will not say that the GTX 970 is slower, but this card has 8GB of usable memory, whereas the 970 has 3.5GB of usable memory. Going Crossfire is also a better choice with the 390. To power all this, you need a reliable power supply. So here's the EVGA Supernova Next 750W 80 Plus bronze certified power supply. This power supply is black, and that's one of the main reasons that I chose this one. Yeah, the price is low for what you get, but that's not really the point. You can choose to go with a different case and still have a great looking PC in this color combination. We are going to put all the parts into the NZXT F340 in the color black. This case has gotten great reviews and looks great with the parts that we have chosen, and is hard to beat for the money. I will give this PC the name Bragon. Why? Because black and dragon. I'm sorry. The price of the Bragon is $1,024.69, excluding rebates and shipping, so prices can go as low as $949. Up next, the final PC, that is the mighty $1,800 PC, that is actually a $1,700 PC. Whatever, let's move on. For the CPU, I've chosen to go with the Intel Core i5 6600K. This Skylake CPU runs stock at 3.5 GHz, but that's irrelevant. You're going to overclock this, so the Be Quiet Darkrock Pro 3 will be cooling this beast. You're getting a nice and silent cooler and even a combo discount at the time of recording. Just make sure that you have a friend who can help you to install it, you never know. You can do water cooling, but I'm not the biggest fan of that. For the motherboard, I've chosen to go with the MSI Z170 Crate Gaming. This motherboard supports the things we want to do like overclocking, and something I wanted it to do fit in the black and white color combination of this build. It also supports up to 64GB of RAM and SLI Crossfire. As for the RAM, I've chosen to go with 16GB of Kingston Savage DDR4. These two run at 2400 MHz and you can upgrade to 32GB easily. It's also black. Storage is, of course, going to be solid state with a 500GB 850 EVO from Samsung and a 2TB Seagate Barracuda like in the previous build. The GPU wasn't easy to choose because you can either do a Crossfire setup with 2 i9 390s or just one GTX 980 Ti. In the end, the 980 Ti won because Crossfire doesn't always work with games and can induce stuttering. The one I chose to go with the system is the Gigabyte GeForce GTX 980 Ti, great price and fitting color. The Corsair RM 750W 80 Plus Gold Certified power supply is my choice to power this system. 750W is more than enough to power this system, and you can go SLI if you want without further upgrades. Finally, the case. The case that I've wanted since its release is the Vantex Endo Pro. This case looks great with a silver coating and side windows and has a huge intake to cool all of your components. I'm going to call this one the Blaximus. Why? Because black and because this PC is at the max that you're going to need. The i7 isn't needed, nor is the Titan X. You will be able to play games for a long time with it. At the time of recording, the total price is $1,694.69, including shipping. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this series and I hope that I have given you enough information to start configuring your own new PC. Please let me know what topic about computers you want to know more about. You can always ask me for advice on what part you need to use for your own build. Thank you and I will see you in the next video.